that right edge there, and then you want to jump up and shoot it. The thing is, you may seem that you may once in a while get accidentally clipped while jumping from that upper left diagonal beam. However, the upper right diagonal beam should never hit you, as well as every time you're jumping, you're going to be able to avoid that bottom shot. As you can see, just the perfect timing, and you never get hit by anything coming at you. Another pretty easy boss to take care of once you know the secret of standing where you need to stand. And then we're going to move on to our next stage, stage number 4. Stage 4, of course, is more of the same. The only stage that's really going to differ at all is actually the final level of the game. They actually add one of those side-scrolling, automatic scrolling walls to the game, which not only makes the game a little bit more challenging, you also have a lot of pitfalls in that stage to deal with. But we'll see that, of course, when we make it to stage number 5, or the last stage as the game calls it. Doesn't actually give it a number. This stage actually, once again, has another one of those extremely easy bosses to take care of. I think the boss in this stage is a little bit more challenging than the one we just faced. However, it's still overall pretty easy. The main thing about this stage to really get used to, and you've already seen a few of them, is those random robots that fire a few shots at you. There's blue ones that are flying. They fire a few shots at you and then come at you in that arcing down pattern, like that U-shaped pattern. Now, for the most part, you'll be able to easily jump over them. Now, there's going to be a few times where I'll show you that you need to actually wait instead of running right through them. You'll wait just right before them, and what'll happen is they will go in that U-shaped in front of you again. As you can see right there, if you try to go too far ahead of them sometimes, they'll just do that U-shaped thing right back the other direction and end up still hitting you. Now this part we gotta watch out for that spike wall a little bit, but you can just walk over those gaps as long as you are moving at full speed, kind of like in the Mario games and such, to move over those single hole gaps. Continue on, and we have more of the U-shaped robots. Sometimes you can trigger them, like I just did, to go actually backwards, but it ends up being less beneficial because they're still going to have to come at you again. That second one, as you saw, I waited just under his foot that was sticking out, and he decided to do that U-shape forward, and I was able to completely avoid him altogether. Now we continue on, we move up another one of those many elevators that we've been on through this game. One of the little annoying things is right there, as you can see, because of the elevator scrolling upwards and I was too far to the right, the screen didn't automatically scroll, so always make sure you have as much of the right side of the screen that you can see at all times. Now we get to a little bit of a challenging area because we have falling blocks. Anytime there is falling blocks in any platform style game, it's a little bit hard to deal with. However, of course, if you played them in any other game, you know how to get past them. Jump on them and then quickly, immediately jump off them as fast as possible before they fall, and you should have no problem getting past them. Making a big jump down here, a little bit challenging just because of that momentum thing I previously talked about. Another one of those arcing robots. Now we have a whole series of just random enemies, just running, gun, take them out as you move down this corridor. Just keep moving, take out everything, and after a few seconds we'll be into a red corridor area right there, which signifies the end of the stage for us. Inside of it is a couple more enemies, but then it's our stage mini-boss. Another one of the arcing robots. Go underneath them, get away from them. Okay, here we go with our stage mini-boss. I suggest equipping the laser gun because it's very quick to kill him. You want to jump up and shoot him in the head area. His head will detach. I suggest running to the right underneath of it just to get away from it so it doesn't hit you. And then grab the gun. It's the grenade launcher. Now this boss may seem a little bit challenging because the beam he shoots out is very difficult to dodge. Unfortunately for this video, it's really hard to see the actual video thing coming at you. You can see it a little bit. But that big blue laser that comes out at you, what you want to do is, you want to jump over it, of course, and when you jump at your highest peak to then shoot the missile out. The real easy thing to get used to the timing of that is right before the blue laser shoots at you, it makes a little bit of a sound that you'll be able to hear. And because of that sound, you'll then be able to know as soon as you hear it, get ready to make your jump and shoot the missile out. Do that only a few times and the boss will be taken care of. Now here's where things change up a little bit, get a little bit more difficult. You have one of those automatically scrolling screens that we've seen in tons of video games before, and of course when the game's going to do something like this, they're going to either give you pitfalls or some other hazards to kind of stop you along the way that has to do with the whole moving of the wall. In most games that either involves extreme pitfalls that are challenging to make it over, or it has to do with random walls that will crush you. Thankfully, we don't have too many walls that are going to actually crush us during the course of this level. We really just have a large series of pitfalls mixed with conveyor belts, as you can see right there, which can make it definitely a lot more challenging. I've never been a big fan of any kind of automatically scrolling level because I can't go at my own pace, which is definitely one of those things once you get used to any game when you're figuring out your rhythm and how you like to move through each level, and then a level like this comes along and just completely takes you out of it because you have to now move at the game's pace. Making it over some challenging gaps mixed with these conveyor belts can definitely make the final stage challenging enough, but it's not too challenging that it makes it as hard as some of the other games. This game, I don't think, is even as hard as Batman, since I think that game has a little bit more of a learning curve due to that awesome wall jumping ability. Move through that area pretty fast just so you don't end up getting sucked up by that moving platform upwards into the lasers. Now watch out for these pressing things, move through them real quick and you'll be able to get past them. Kind of like thwomps or any of those other types of things that we've seen in other games. And now we have more conveyor belts and more boxes to jump over. Now that also signifies we're at the end of the stage. We still have our grenade launcher equipped from the previous boss battle. As you can see, there was no enemies to face in the level. Now you want to jump up as quick as possible to take out this dome at the front of the ship, and then you have to wait now for a decent amount of time for the ship to slowly scroll over you, while you have to dodge the afterburners that are coming out of the bottom of the ship, the fire that's coming out. After you avoid all of them, prepare yourself, because now on the right side of the ship is going to be the exact same thing that was on the left side. Another one of those domes and another one of the spinning turret type things that shoot out at you, and you want to take out the dome again just like we previously did. Shoot it with whatever missiles you have left. You'll probably run out of missiles before you take it out, and then you'll automatically switch back to the gun for a final couple of shots. Now it's time for the actual final boss of the game. As you can see, he pretty much looks like a Terminator would, and you would expect the final boss of a Terminator game to look like. Now he's actually, not surprisingly, really easy. He only has that punch move to get to you, and every time he ducks down you'll have plenty of time to either avoid the punch altogether, or use it to jump over him to get to the other side. Now he only can be shot in the head, so it's really easy to jump up, shoot him a few times, he'll duck down to try to punch you in the face, you just jump over him, go to the opposite side of the screen, and continue jumping and shooting. Now this is a little bit tedious, and I'm sure some of the other weapons would work better. However, since the pistol works just as well, if not the best weapon, it's best to just go ahead and use that grenade launcher like we did on that previous boss to take it out quicker, to get to this guy faster considering how easy he is to take out with just the regular gun. Continue moving, shooting, only a few more hits and he should be taken care of. Move to the opposite side. And there we go, he explodes and we go on to the ending of the game. We see that the space colony, I guess, has taken off from the planet and is now floating up in space. I guess that means that Jay was able to succeed in getting the colony together after his dad died. I guess that's what that means. I'm not really positive on the whole storyline. There may be more to it than I actually know. However, that's all they give us for an ending, and then we move on to the staff screen. Like I said, Journey to Silius isn't too long of a game. However, it's a lot of fun to play if you've never played it before. The multiple weapons, as well as another great Sunsoft soundtrack. Not a surprise that it would have great music being a Sunsoft game. The stage 1 and the final stage, level stage number 5's music, I think is one of the best songs in the NES era. It's also no surprise that the music's good because it's the same composer that did so many of the other great soundtracks. Naoki Kodaka, who did Blaster Master, Batman, Gremlins 2, as well as the Albert Odyssey series for the SNES and Sega Saturn. Now also, I guess good, is the staff screen and the staff credits overall don't take too long for us to see, as we actually are already on the special thanks portion of the credits, which always signifies that we are nearing the end of our credits. As we see all of them, there's actually a lot of special thanks, probably more so than the other credits combined. With that, they thank us, the player, for playing, not end players, not exactly sure the translation on that one. And then we get to our presented by Sunsoft screen. And with that, that's going to wrap up another edition of Play It Through. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.